Okay guys, so we're gonna start with breakfast, which many people say is the most important meal of the day. Not so important for me, but it is important if you are gonna eat anything that you are not loading your body with carbs and sugar. Protein, most people say, is really the best way for you to start your day. This is a quick and easy frittata. You say frittata, I say frittata. Okay, I've lost my mind. So, you know, many people have gone kind of like anti-egg. Eggs have a ton of nutrients in. We will put them on the screen for you, but they also have a ton of protein. And relative to the amount of punch for the protein, they don't have that much fat. I just want to make sure that you have an idea of what you can have either for breakfast or even lunch or dinner. I am all about what do you have in your refrigerator. This is not a recipe. Just kind of put things together that you might have, even an old tired onion. If something's like a little tired and over its like, you know, looking so good date, don't worry about it. Putting it in something like this and sauteing it up, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna get these onto the stove. You know I love myself some garlic, so I have the pre-peeled garlic that I just stabbed. It is so easy, take it out. It's great for your immune system. I've got some onions, gonna saute those down. This is like one kind of medium-sized onion. This is one. Green pepper, you can use whatever. You don't have to use any of this. If you don't have the pre-peeled garlic, you can use garlic powder. Try not to use garlic salt, again, because you can't monitor how much salt you have. Let's just put this in the frying pan. Now, in the frying pan, what I am going to put in here is either virgin avocado oil or virgin olive oil. Both of these are very heart healthy for you. You know, your body does need fat. We're not going on a no-fat diet, but you do need good, healthy fats. And things like coconut oil and avocado oil are really good for you. I'm gonna put this in, and it's only really just to make them a little bit softer. You could put carrots in here. You could put a little broccoli. Those are frozen shiitake mushrooms. I can put them in here as I'm sauteing these because they will just unfreeze them. And I will put, I love myself some sea salt. Sea salt, which I've talked about, this is one of my staples. I love this. I do not have high blood pressure, so I'm not really mindful of salt. If you are, maybe you want to go without the salt. I just use these little cherry tomatoes, and that is because I find them super easy. Think of what kind of vegetables you have in your fridge. These are bell pepper strips, so I can use those. I'm gonna also put in some olives. Happen to have those. I love capers. That adds a little bit of salt. This is not a pre-made recipe. I'm just putting in anything that's in my fridge. I want to talk about eggs. If you do a little research on this and you look at what it means when you say that an egg is organic or that it's free range, that might only mean that they've got 2 inches that they have to roam in. These are no hormones, no antibiotics, no pesticides. This is actually free range, organic fed. If you crack these open, you will see the difference. Look at that color. That is a rich yellow color. If you open up a regular egg that's not free range and all of these other wonderful things that go into these little chickens, you will see the color is very different, okay? So these are boiling down. We're gonna put a little pepper, and that's really about it. So this doesn't take very long at all. Maybe takes 6 or 7 minutes. Inevitably, I will have lots of shells with my eggs. So I just make sure that I put them in one by one. I am gonna put about 8 eggs into this. You know, you can kind of see how much you need for the container that you're putting it into. So I'm gonna put my eggs in here. I'm gonna use a cake tin. You can use a cast iron skillet. You can use something that's even smaller. I will put a little bit of baking powder. That's just to help it raise. I'm gonna put a little flour. The flour is just to keep it a little bit more together. Parmesan, a little bit lower in fat. Any of the hard cheeses are lower in fat. Has some protein. And you know what? Let's just talk about protein for a second. 1 large egg has 7 grams of protein. You're gonna probably have 2 eggs here as a serving, and that's 14 grams. That's about the same as yogurt. A thing of yogurt like this has 12 grams of protein. But you know how much sugar it has? You know how many carbohydrates it has? So why not have protein that doesn't have the sugar? I just put a little bit of Parmesan cheese in here. I'm gonna put some cheddar cheese, it's organic. This is more protein. it's also more fat. One serving is 9 grams of fat. So let's look at what's happening over here. This is ready. This is now going to be warm. And if you put this into the bowl right away, it's going to kind of start cooking any of the eggs that it's close to. So you want to just kind of keep that on the side for a second, let it cool down. I'm going to just put a little bit of oil in here on the tin. Now, this is honestly not the type of non-stick pan that I like to use. I do like to use ceramic. We are gonna line that so it comes out really easily. Now that this has cooled down a little bit, we're gonna put this in here. And I have the oven preheated on 375. I can chop up some of these olives, but I can also just throw them in. This is a really great thing if you're entertaining or you just want to have somebody over for brunch or even lunch. If you have a little salad with it, you just throw this in the oven, maybe about 25 minutes. Let's see. So I think this has only really been about 20 minutes. You want to just put this on here. What you're doing is just testing. You're going to put this in here and, you know, like you would with a cake. If it comes out super gooey, you would put it back in. But it's nice and brown and looks like it's ready to go. So you would just cut it up, but I just love my little frittata.